Hi guys, and welcome to C++ tutorial of how to create an MDAS calculator using switch statement. So let me show you guys how this works. I'm going to clear. No, I don't want to clear. Yes, I do want to clear. So let's enter whatever value we want to take care of in there, and we can add, subtract, division, multiplication, and modulus. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into C++ development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. So we're starting a new project entirely. Now let's click on create a new project, and let's select CLR-empty-project.net framework of the C++. I'm going to click on next, and let's give that project a name. I'm going to call it CPP MDAS. Now end it with switch using switch statement. Click on create. Okay, now the development environment is ready, but we have to then work on creating the form. You see this very property here. I'm going to click on it, open the property, and right in here, the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to select configuration manager, and in there, in the configuration manager, you see here, I'm going to change the platform to 64-bit, and that is it. And this one as well, let's change the active solution platform to 64-bit as well, and close that. Then we'll now come here where we have the configuration properties. Let's select linker. Inside the linker, select system, and the system, drop this down and select Windows subsystem Windows. There we go. And we'll come down back to the linker and select advanced. Inside the advanced, you see where we have entry point. Let's change that to main. There we go. And we then click on apply and click on OK. There. Now the next thing we want to do is let's come right down here, project name, right click on it, and let's select add, and we select new item, and inside the new item we're going to select the CLR. As you can see, make sure you select Windows form, and the default name for it is going to be myform.h. okay, you either select CLR, you can select UI. UI has a default form, window form, and the name is the same thing, myform.h. but I'm going to just select my CLR. That's fine. I'm alright with any of the two actually. So let's click on add. There. As you can see, we end up with an error, but that's no problem. So what we need to do is to come in here to this solution explorer. You see right in here, that is supposed to be a form in here, but it's not ready yet. So what we need to do is to double click on myform.cpp and get it opened. Then we then go straight into this forum here, and there's some lines of code in here. I'm going to copy those lines of code. Those are the steps that are followed. Okay, up to here, advance, and that is my error now. So these are the lines of code. I'm going to copy these lines of code. I will include the URL for this forum for you guys, and right underneath here, I'm just going to paste that. I will also end up with an error here. So the error is meant to be the name of my project, so that's CPP MDS switch. There we go, and the error should disappear now. You see that. Now the next thing we want to do is make sure it is saved, and let's run our project just to try it out. Click on run. Right there, guys, that is my form, but this form is not on the system yet. So the only way I can get this form on the system is to officially log off and reopen the system all over. So we go ahead and just save that and then close the whole system. There. And right here I'm going to open the system again. Let's click on, well, we have our system now open, so let's double click on the form. That is the form right there. Double click on it there. So let's just drag the form that much. Okay, now that the form is ready, I'm going to go straight into the toolbox here and scroll right down to select the plane, and let's open up the properties. Click on the property and scroll right up here, and here I'm going to change the border to fixed 3D. As you can see, let us change to fixed 3D. I'm also going to copy it though. Let's copy it and paste this one here. Right about that much, and bring this right down. Alright, I'm now going to go back to the toolbox here, and now we add radio button. I have one here, and let's change the font size of that very radio button to something readable. Font size, come right down here, click on that and make that bold, something readable, 24. And now then copy it across. We have 2, we have 4, and one more there. Okay, I have all my buttons in place, all my radio buttons in place, so that is fine. Alright, the next thing that I need to do now is to add some labels here and text box. So we have a text box 1 and 2. Then we need labels. Scroll right up a little bit and grab hold of this label. We have one here. So let's change the font size of all of these components to something readable first. I'm going to make that bold, and we just make it 24 as well there. And I'm just going to copy this. We have 2, we have 3, and we have 1 here. And in here I need buttons, so come right down, grab hold of a button. We have one button, and change the font size as well. Make that bold, and I'm going to make that, let's say 26, no 24, that's fine. Alright, just copy that across. We have 2 and we have 3. Now let's change the text content of that. I'm going to change it to BTN exit. That's the variable name is BTN exit. Then the text content, we change that to exit. And here we change this to clear. And the name is going to be BTN clear. BTN clear. There. And the next one here, I'm going to change that to compute or calculate. Let's say calculate. Alright, that's fine. And the name, the variable name is going to be BTN calc, something like that. BTN calculator or calculate. And in here, this is going to be known as enter first number. Good. And the next one here, that is going to be enter second number. There. And here I'm going to change this one to display result. Okay, and this label here, let's change this label to LBL display, and where we have auto size, I'm going to change that to force. Color, I'm going to make that white. Go to custom, and border style, I'm going to make that fixed 3D there. And the text content in it will be deleted. Bring it down, get rid of that text content. There we go. And this is going to be known as TXT txt, let's say first num, and the second one is going to be txt second num. There we go, second, change this to second, right there. Just for your information, every single variable you're looking at here, they are all case sensitive, so how it's typed, that's how you meant to enter it into your project. Alright, and here we just change the details of these to RB add. Scroll right down, and the text name is going to be addition, and here we call that subtraction. Okay, and the variable name, that's going to be RB sub, followed by, let's change this to RB mod, and down here I'm just going to call that multiplication, right? And this one we just change that to RB division. Let's say Dave in there, and come right down here, this one is going to be division. And finally we change this to modulus. Okay, and the variable name is going to be RB mode. Alright, they all have names now, which that's very good. So what we then need to do is to start to work with the coding. Okay, so we first of all, let's start with the calculate here. Double click on the calculate. Okay, right here I'm going to first of all start by declaring one global variable. I'm going to call that char op. That I'm going to be using that for my switch statement. Now the next thing is, let's declare some other variable. I'm going to say double first num, comma, second number, comma, and answer. There we go. Now I will also declare one more variable. This is going to be an integer, and that will be known as f, s, and a. There. So those are all the variables I intend to use. Since I'm working on switch statement, I'm going to come right in here now, double click on this. Actually, let's double click on the radio buttons first, and in there, I'm going to minimize this. In there, inside the very first radio button, I'm going to say OP, that is equals, that will be the plus sign. Okay, so that the system will recognize which of the radio button is for addition, subtraction, and so on. Okay, we have the plus addition there. Alright, let's go back in here, double click on the subtraction, and there we have subtraction. Now come in here, click, and let's double click on multiplication, paste that and change that to multiplication. Right, now let's go back in there, repeat the same thing for the next one. Division, and change that to division. Now finally modulus. So double click modulus, and for modulus that is going to be the percentage sign. Okay, every single one of the combo box now have their arithmetic operators assigned to them. So let's click on the calculate button now. So double click on this there, and in here the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say F. No, let's say first number. Really, I'm going to say first number that is equals. I will have to convert it because the text box only accepted string characters, so I have to convert it to double there. So what I'm converting is txt first number dash text. That is taken care of. So we'll repeat the same thing for the second number. Come down here and just enter second, and there we go, and it has to be converted as well. Convert column to double, and what we convert into double, that is going to be txt second number dash to text there. Right, so now we have all of our data, whatever we have inside this text box, inside these two variables. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now is to use the function switch statement, and that is meant to be operator. So press enter, open up curly braces there. So the very first case is going to be the +1 there, enter column in there. That's the very first one. So the very first one we're taking the following. So up here we have the following variables. So I'm going to say answer is going to be equals first number plus second number. There we go. So we now want our display, LBL display dash text, that will be equals, we have to convert it back to string there, and what we then go in there will be answer. There we go, that is it, taken care of. So our very first switch statement is taken care of, but we must also enter break there. So I'm going to copy this now and just change it around for the other operators. So the next one here is going to be, that is going to be for subtraction, and paste that is subtraction, change that to sub, and here will be subtraction as well, followed by, let's go for multiplication and change this to multiplication as well. And next one is going to be division, change this to division as well there. I guess you guys can see the codes now. And finally, the next one here is going to be modulus. In the case of modulus, we're going to have to do as follows. Because modulus only respond to integer, I'm going to get rid of all of these. So the first value will be f. Convert that to int. If you guys can still recall the variable that I declared up there, so I'm going to say int 64, and that is going to be for first number dash second dash text. There. I'll repeat the same thing for the second one. I might as well just get hold of this. Might as well copy this, paste that for the second one, and just change the value in there or the name to second, and this is S. There. So we now say A equals F modulus S. There. And in here change that to A, and that's it. Okay, so that is fine. Let's try this out. I'm going to run it. Click on, let's save it first though. Run. Okay guys, let's try it out. So I'm going to enter whatever value in there and click on add, subtract, multiplication, division, modulus. There we go. Let's see, multiplication and modulus. There. Okay, now supposing I want to clear, I cannot exit. However, supposing if I enter whatever character in there, I end up with an error. So to take care of that, what I'm going to do is up here, I'm just going to enter, let's say try, get rid of that, and come right down here, and right underneath here, just close that there, and I will then create a catch statement in here. So that is going to be exception. Let's call it exception EX, and open up and close it, curly braces. That should have, right, that is fine now. And in here, let's use a message box for it to generate the following message for the user. But the message that will be generated will actually come from the system itself. I'm going to say EX dash message. There we go. There. And let's say first number. Let's clear that first number. Dash text. Get it cleared. Equals clear. Repeat the same thing for the second number. Second, we clear that as well. Text equals clear. LBL display, because you have entered invalid data, we have to clear it all. Display, clear that as well. And down, let's clear all of the radio buttons. We'll get them reset. Radio button add dash checked. That, oh no, checked, that should be checked. Checked, that will become false. Equals false. Repeat the same thing for the other radio buttons. Grab this. The next one is going to be RB sub. There. RB mod. RB division and RB mode. There we go. All of them are taken care of now. There. So if you end up adding whatever value in there, the system will automatically generate a warning sign telling you you've not entered valid data. So I'm going to try that out and enter numbers in here. Click on that. You see that input string was not in the correct format. Click on that, and that is it. Cleared. There we go. That is fine. Alright, so let's take care of clear and exit. Now I can use this for exit, for clear and exit actually. So I'm going to grab all of these for reset. Yeah, undo that. Copy. Right. And let's come in here, double click on clear. Okay, for the clear, I'm going to declare the following. Let's say system column window. You don't have to go through these, but I think it's a good practice. Windows column forms. Let's say column dialog result, and that is going to be my variable will be clear. There. So I will now use a message box to say clear equals message box column show, and we can just say confirm. Do you want to clear the system, or you want to reset up? Okay, maybe you want to clear. Confirm if you want to clear the system. There. Okay, that will be my first argument, comma, and I'm just going to give it a title there, MDAS Calculator. That is my second argument, comma. Let's come in here and just enter the other two arguments. That will be message box buttons. There we go. That is it right there. Okay, I'm going to say column yes or no. So if you select yes, it will clear, else it will be no. That's what I want to achieve. So I'm going to say message box icon. Okay, this very icon, I'm going to make that information. Okay, select the information icon and enter semicolon there. Alright, so let's use an if statement now. If clear equals dialog results dash yes. No, if I say dash yes, it's not going to work. Okay, let's grab all of this. Okay, grab all of those and just paste them in here, and now I can use my column yes and enter. I will now grab hold of all of these for the system to reset it and paste that right in there, and that's all there is to it. So that is for my clear. I'm also going to use this for exit. So let's copy all of these first, but I'm going to run it first though. Let's run and see how that's going to look like. There we go. Enter data in there, and there we go. Nope. Yes, that is fine. I need to move this button in. Okay, that is fine, working as I want. So we'll go back in there. Alright, let's change these buttons. Let's arrange it properly. Okay, that will do. And here as well, I might as well just take care of that now. Change the back color to colored blue. There. Now let's double click on this, and I'm going to get hold of all of these, and right here where we have exit, let's paste that in there and get rid of every single data in here. To exit, just say application column exit, enter parentheses there. Now exit is taken care of, but let's change this variable in here. I'm going to change that to, let's say, quit, and here quit as well, and here as well. There we go. And here will be confirm if you want to exit the system. Let's change that to exit the system there, and that is it. Alright, and that's it done, guys. I'm going to run it now and just take it from there. There we go. So run the system and see how that looks like. Multiplication, division, modulus, clear, yes, exit, no, exit, yes. And that is how you create your own MDAS calculator using switch function in C++. So have a look at it. These are the lines of code for exit, lines of code to clear, and assigning each of the arithmetic operators to the radio buttons, and finally using the operator just where I declare my variables as global variables, using try catch to carry out the calculations. And that's all there is to it. So let's run it one more time and call it the end of this project. Alright. There we go. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. You all have a nice day now, and bye for now.